In the bustling realm of the Calamity Mod, filled with unforeseen perils, the Summoner thrives amidst the turmoil. Have you embraced the call of the Summoner? If so, welcome to the Ultimate Summoner Progression Guide for Terraria's Calamity Mod. This exhaustive guide examines the Summoner class in deep detail, equipping you with the best loadouts for each phase and boss that the mod presents. Credit to Steam user D.O.G for the original written guide that this one is based off. I'll link that down below. Before diving into the boss battles, ensure that you have 15 life crystals and maxed out mana. Farming stars and building a huge platform all across the map here is a good head start. We'll want to run the Stormjaw Staff, Wolfram Armor with these accessories, Spirit Glyph, Wolfram Battery, Rover Drive, Hermes Boots, and a Cloud, Blizzard or Sandstorm in a bottle. By the time we're running the Eye, we'll be using the Belladonna Spirit Staff and or the Frost Blossom Staff weapon with Victide armor. Our accessories will be Spirit Glyph, Voltaic Jelly, Shark Tooth Necklace, Hermes Boots, and our same double jump bottle item. By Skeletron, we're switching our second staff out for the Cinder Blossom Staff, and our Hermes Boots for Frostbark Boots, and our bottle for a Shield of Cthulhu. After we defeat the Wall of Flesh, we can gain access to the Demon Heart. This will extend our accessory slots up to 6, so we can use 2 menacing and 4 warding accessories for optimal balance. For the mechanicals, we're using the Black Hawk remote weapon with an Orthocera Shell Sentry, Spider Armor and these accessories, Frozen Wings, Jelly Charge Battery, Summoner Emblem, Frostbark Boots, Ornate Shield, and Eye of the Storm. Note that we can right-click on Skeletron Prime's head for faster defeat. You can skip a bunch of Calamity bosses after the mechanicals. Focus on Plantera, Golem, and Lunatic Cultist. Here we'll use the Black Hawk remote with a Sun God Staff, Cryogenic Staff Sentry. We'll switch our Frostbark Boots out for Angel Treads and our Eye of the Storm for Hallowed Rune. We're using the Deep Sea Staff now instead of our previous primary here when we're fighting the Brimstone Elemental. Make use of the Dormant Bryn Seeker as our primary staff. One tip is to use the platform that you built earlier at the start of this guide across the map, and a Blessed Apple Unicorn mount here for movement utility. Make use of the exact same setup here too to also down Plantera next. Moving on to pre-Golem bosses, we have Leviathen and Anahita. Use Entropy's Visual, Cryogenic Staff, Spooky Armor, and the following: Spooky Wings, Status's Blessing, Summoner Emblem, Angel Treads, Asgard's Valor, and the Papyrus Scarab. Switch our Sentry for the Dreadmind Staff for this engagement versus Astrum Aureus. Switch out our Summoner Emblem for the Star Tainted Generator here as we fight Golem. Entering the pre-Lunar phase, enter Plaguebringer Goliath. You want to use the Wither Blossom Staff and a Xeno Staff, the Hive Pod Sentry and the same gear set. Try to allocate 4 minion slots to Wither Blossom Staff and rest to the UFOs. Now we're using the Plaguebringer armor with Steampunk Wings. We're using these wings with the armor for better stats. You can purchase these from the Steampunker NPC after we downed the Golem initially. Here we're using the Void Concentration Staff and Dragon Blood Disgorger with a Guidelight of Oblivion, Tarragon Armor, and Seraph Tracers, the Absorber, Star Tainted Generator, Status's Curse, Elysian Aegis, Profane Soul Artifact, and the Community. Try to utilize a combo of both the primary and secondary weapon to maximize damage output. Take advantage of the powerful summons capable of this very loadout. If you fought the Ceaseless Void earlier, you should have built a lodge room within the dungeon. You should reuse it here and combine both weapons with elemental axes to do maximal damage. We're heading to the Old Duke. You want Yharon's Kindle Staff as your primary here. This is always an annoying fight, but once you get it out of the way with, the quicker we can move on. Here you want to dodge the boss's attacks because they do heavy blows to you. Make sure to utilize your summons and sentries effectively to maintain a consistent damage output versus D.O.G. This heads us on to Jungle Dragon Yharon. Be sure to use Blood Flare armor in this fight. This boss is the final and most challenging boss in Calamity. Be sure to have the best possible gear and be prepared with fitting potions and buffs here if you want to ace this fight. For this optional boss, use the Endogenesis and Temporal Umbrella with Demon Shade Armor, with Celestial Traces, Nucleogenesis, Dark Sun Ring, Rampart of Deities, Asgardian Aegis, Angelic Alliance, and Nebulous Core. This super boss is incredibly challenging and it requires immense strategy and crazy gear. You need to focus on damage and dodging attacks. The weapon choices I advised here have high damage and they offer some utility. The armor has substantial defensive and offensive bonuses which are ideal for battle. Make sure to reforge the accessories based on the earlier mention of preferences to gain additional benefits. These will be warding and menacing. You need to have an abundance of potions, buffs and consumables for this fight, and you want to make sure you have water breathing and a good mount to traverse the underwater biome. Note that these loadouts should help you progress through the various boss fights, but you need to remember to adapt your strategies and gear when needed, and don't hesitate to experiment with loadout changes with different items and use alternative tactics to see what works best for you. I missed a few boss mentions here, mainly the more simple vanilla or Calamity ones, but feel free to comment below any questions about what I featured or what I may have missed if you need more help or advice. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if this video was valuable, and also check out my other Calamity mod class guides. So far before this Summoner one, I've done one on the Melee class, the Mage class, and also the Ranger class. And also I anticipate to do some more on the Thorium mod next too, as well as some different Calamity modes. So be sure to stop by the channel and subscribe so you don't miss those. See you soon.